I scaled a brand new dropshipping store from zero to $5,000 a day using nothing but image ads and an advertorial. And today I'm going to reveal that winning advertorial, some of the winning image ads, and the long form copy I used. So let me show you how quickly you can scale with picture ads and an advertorial. So as you can see here on November 1st, this brand, I had like 6 orders. I'm still testing, but not really sure how I can possibly scale this. You come around on the 3rd here, you do, right around $900, which is cool. And up to this point, I was just testing like basic video ads that I was creating myself. And then I wanted to implement some advertorials and some images, which I've done in the past, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, can this work for this type of product? And man, it really can work. So then the following week on the 10th, I had an issue with my ad account. I think I had a payment issue. And then the following day, we got up to right under $1,800 in sales. And then we're just doing amazing numbers following that. So on the 13th, we got up to right under 5K. I actually believe this was a 5K day, but I had to process some refunds, so it brought my total sales down on the 14th as well. Same thing here, 5K days. And then if we go to Triple Whale here, which is an ad attribution tool, which pulls the data from your Shopify store, your ads, and the cost of goods. It helps subtract everything, get you your true net profit. So right around here, you can see each day I was doing some pretty good numbers. Let's go back to the 14th here. So on the 14th, did right under 2K in profit. On the 13th, did right under 2K in profit. And then I believe on the 15th, we did a little slower. Ads spent a little less, but right under $1,400 in profit. And then we're sitting between 30 to 40% profit margins each day. So some pretty powerful stuff simply by just using image ads and an advertorial. At this point, I was only running image ads and an advertorial. So there's a good chance you found my channel here because you're somebody that is relatively new to dropshipping, or you've been doing it for some time, but you're struggling with being able to build a consistent brand. Now, just 9 months ago to the date of this exact video when you're watching this, I started my dropshipping journey. I'm relatively new to the game of dropshipping, but I've been able to learn really quickly because over the last 9 to 10 months, I've been able to dedicate my every single hour of the day to learning dropshipping, learning every single way to do dropshipping. And you're probably somebody that has been using a lot of Calidata, maybe other ad platforms that help you find viral videos, and you're just gonna in most cases rip them one to one. Maybe you might make some changes, or with the implementation of AI, maybe you'll recreate some ads using AI. But no matter how hard you try, you'll start off the campaign, maybe you'll get some sales, maybe you'll even be able to scale it to a couple hundred or even a couple $1,000s a day in profit, or in revenue with only a few $100s in profit. And then it won't be long before you start to see your ad performance go down, your ads start to drop in your ROAS. And no matter what you do to try to keep that going for more than a couple of weeks or even a couple of months, you just cannot maintain profitability. And this is super frustrating. And most people, they think, the new Andromeda update is to blame. They blame AI. They blame literally everything. They blame saturation. They blame dropshipping is dead. When the truth is that the marketing strategy you're using is just not designed for someone like yourself. You might have some money lying around that you can invest in your dropshipping. You might have a full-time job, but you're competing with brands that have hundreds, if not millions of dollars every single day into advertising. And you're competing with the most competitive brands using strategies that they dominate in, which is UGC, which is video, production, infomercial style ads. They have the team, they have the money, they have the capital to beat you in most cases, and competing with them, it's really challenging. Not impossible, but really challenging. But what I'm going to show you are one of those unique strategies that a lot of these top brands haven't fully cut on yet. Some of them are starting to implement it. So it's one of those things you want to start now and learn now before it becomes like UGC was not too long ago. And it's one of those things that's very overlooked in the landscape of dropshipping. I'm sure you've heard other names talk about this strategy. I'm sure you're starting to see other people talk about it. And that is good. But just be mindful. Even me, people like myself making videos about this, it's going to become more popular. You're going to start seeing more people do it, and it's going to be harder for you to execute this. So I'm sharing this with you now because I'm going to give you the playbook, and it's up to you to actually take action, implement this, learn how to do the ins and outs of this, because image ads, advertorials, or even video ads and advertorial, both of them work really well. And if you execute this properly, this could be that switch that gets flipped, because that's the switch that got flipped for me. Right, I was struggling too. I'd get a store at about $1,000 a day in revenue, and it wouldn't be much longer before that store started to collapse. And I've now been able to test this over and over again. I feel confident sharing this with you because I've been able to build a whole separate brand than the one I'm going to show you today, doing the exact same thing again. So if I'm being fully transparent, you're wondering, well, Alex, why are you showing this to me? If it's working for you so well, why are you sharing it? Because I feel so confident in this skill set and the ability to replicate this for just about any single product that I don't even mind sharing with you guys. And I'm having some ad account issues right now, so my brand isn't fully running, so it's fine. But I have a whole separate brand right now that I'm scaling in real time with the exact same strategies: image ads, advertorial, no video ads, no AI video ads, just simply AI image ads and an advertorial. So let's break it down. This is my winning advertorial. I've processed thousands of dollars through this pretty much every single day. I was showing you guys just one of the weeks, but I've been running this advertorial for some time, and paired this up with really good image ads that are just native image ads have been crushing for me, and the strategy absolutely cooks. So as you can see here, this is for a product that I hold near and dear to my heart, but it's not going to be a product I'm going to be able to scale for much longer. But it's a U-shaped toothbrush that is designed to help people brush their teeth more efficiently. Now, what I was able to do was that I saw a lot of people scaling this in the market space, some top brands scaling this, and instead of going after just people wanting to improve their teeth, I figured out that there's a specific angle, which is going after people that want to improve their teeth, but also specifically going after parents that have teens that have braces and want to make sure that their teeth are whiter. So you might be looking at this and saying, Alex, how is this designed for people that have braces? It's not. This advertorial is. So what I did was I did a test run with just, general teeth whitening. And the issue that I was facing, and this is what happens for those of you that are running advertorials already, and you're probably saying, Alex, I've been testing advertorials, I've been doing native image ads, I've seen a ton of people talk about it, but for some reason I can't crack it for myself. What's going on? Well, one of the things you may not be learning from these other people, or you might not be doing yourself, or being the most diligent with, is finding different sub niches of people you can speak to. There's a great chance that, and this is literally what happened, when I initially was testing this to just people in general teeth whitening, like coffee drinkers and older adults, I was just competing with some of the top brands that are already advertising to those people. So all I did was create this advertorial and angle it towards a different audience of people that no one was going after. And then I recreated the messaging. And as you can see here, I angled it towards specifically kids that have braces, so parents that have kids that have braces. And it's basically the exact same thing. You can see that the template is basically the exact same thing. And this is what was absolutely cooking for me. Now, if you're new to advertorials and you're not sure what this is, you might be wondering, Alex, there's no way someone's going to be reading all of this and clicking this button here and going to your product page. You couldn't be farther from the truth. That's literally what's happening. And the thing you have to understand is that Facebook has pixels on each step of your page. And if you optimize for purchases with an advertorial, Facebook will find the people that are likely to read all this long form copy, read the copy from your ad, read this copy, and then go on your page and purchase. That's what Facebook is doing if you are good at creating good copy. So this is my website. Honestly, very proud of this website. I created, I have the one version here. I have the kids version here, which was designed for kids, because I started getting a lot of people saying, hey, could you have this for kids, between the ages of 2 and 12? And then also had a remineralizing toothpaste powder as well. So this was my store. The main product was this, though. This, out of every SKU that I had, this was the main product. People absolutely love this, and this is what I was crushing with. Now, I don't believe I'm going to be able to move forward with this product. In full transparency, if you look at this store and you're like, yo, Alex, I'm going to copy everything you do, you can if you want to. But the dental industry, especially when it comes to technology, is super competitive. So you're going to run into a lot of issues. I got some people reaching out to me as well saying, yo, we're not a big fan of what you're doing right now. We think that you are directly competing with us and you shouldn't be. Like you're going to get like emails and stuff like that. And ultimately speaking, you just ignore them. But you do run into some issues trying to scale when it comes to technology. And if I'm being transparent, that's one of the reasons why I feel comfortable sharing this, because I don't know how much longer I'm going to continue to scale with this brand, if I'm being transparent and honest with you. That's why I've already pivoted to a new brand and a new product. So on this store here, we can just show you. Today, I haven't generated anything in the last like 7 days with this store.
just full transparency. And I have no reason to lie to you guys because the ads aren't on. The ad account isn't running right now, so I don't have any sales coming in. This was just from emails. So the strategy and everything works, but as far as this particular product, I'm sharing this video with you guys not to be caught up on the product itself, more about the strategy. And this is literally the avatar I was running, and I was running some image ads to this. I'm going to show you a couple of the images I was running and a couple of the long form copy as well. So inside my school community, I have a specific training on how to create really, really good image ads. This is another issue that I see a lot of people struggle with. So inside of Hicksfield, the tool that I personally use to generate realistic images, you want to generate images that feel native and capture a portion of someone's story. So because I was selling a product designed to go after teenagers and kids with braces, I didn't just generate, like, first off, with Hicksfield, you can't generate images of kids anymore. But also, I didn't generate somebody in pain. I didn't generate any like crazy hyperbolic images because Facebook is cracking down on that and they'll tag you for misleading content. So I was generating these like super boring but basic images of like toothbrushes on a sink, clearly indicating some kid, their book bag here. Basic images like this one didn't come out good, but this was actually my top performing image ad. Top performing image ad was this image right here, believe it or not. And again, the images help illustrate the long, and paired really well with the long form copy. But the long form copy is what does most of the work, right? But these images are a game changer. And I don't see many people talking about how to create super, super good images for Hicksfield, how to prompt them properly. I keep seeing these images of people like clearly, clearly AI actors and AI avatars in pain and like crying and doing all this stuff. I generate the most simplistic, the almost out of context images, and that's what's crushing for me. My CPMs were like $20 CPMs. I was getting like $20 CPMs, and CPCs was like, like I believe it was like 8 cents, 9 cent CPCs, targeting in the US, a very competitive country, as many of you may know. So for one of my winning ads here, I spent $1,500 under this CBO campaign, and you can see that I have $1.61 add to carts. My ROAS was at a 5. I generated $7,500 just from this one ad alone. My CTR rate was 3%. CPC was low. It was actually a little higher than I actually remember it being. CPM was only $23 CPMs, and this is marketed towards the US. And people would see the long form, the long form copy with the native image. They would go to the Advertorial and they would still buy. They would buy a ton of shit too. And my favorite thing would be like orders like this, where someone would buy like everything. They'd get a replacement mouth guard. They would get a couple of the different brushes, teeth whitening foam, remineralizing. They'd literally get everything. And my total order would come out to like $219 just from one order, because the quality of these customers are so much better because they're going through so much more copy, so much more qualifying. So your AOV, if you have the right offer and you do AOV maxing like I teach on this channel, you'll make so much more money and get so many better customers that will consistently buy a ton of different products from you. But although I'm not really running that brand right now, like I said, this strategy is tried and true. So if I go to today, the 25th, it's right now 12:32 p.m. So right around lunchtime. On this brand particularly, a new brand, new advertorial, same concept and same strategy, I'm already up $1,000 in profit for the day, 42% profit margins at almost a 5x ROAS. We only $2,480 in revenue. Only, I'm saying only because it's not that much right now for $521 in ads. So I'm doing it again on a whole new brand. Right? Like, and again, I want to put an emphasis, like, it's less about, oh, I just got another sale here. Let's hit the refresh. Here. Give it a sec. While this refreshes and loads, it's less about like the particular product. I know you guys are going to look at this and be like, oh, let me go copy that product. But right now, I'm going to tell you right now, you're never going to be successful with dropshipping if you go around just copying people's exact stores, exact offers, you have to use a little bit of your brain power. And I understand that you probably tried a ton of different stuff. You've probably been taught to just copy what works. But a part of the game is understanding the first principles of why this stuff works, first of all. Because once you understand the root cause, and I don't know why this is taking forever to hit the refresh. Once you understand the root of why these things are working and why they are, I guess the update's not, it's going to come right away. Once you understand why these things are happening and why they work the way they work, then you'll be able to do this for any product, almost any product. I won't say every product, but my piece of advice for you, by the way, for those of you that, again, might try this on your own or already have been trying it, haven't been seeing results, stay away from the super competitive niches. Stay away from skincare, cosmetics, hair loss for women, hair loss for men, even weight loss. Stay away from the super competitive niches because those are the brands that are actually already running advertorials, native images, or just spending so much money on video ads that you can't even compete with them. And that's the big focus that I want to take into this next season of dropshipping for me personally and my students is something called niche hunting. So this is going to be an exclusive training inside my school community. I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of this, but niche hunting is so important. And the concept of niche hunting and the goal is to teach people how to find winning products using data and something called intuition. So a lot of you guys, and I'll tell you right now, if you're still watching this video, I can tell you're serious about dropshipping. A lot of you guys are so caught up with the new strategies, especially with AI. You're going to watch some of the top dropshippers and people in the space, and you're going to be caught up with every new strategy that they teach you. There's going to be new Sora AI video ads. There's going to be, the people that are still harping on the importance of Cala data ripping. There's going to be people talking about what I'm talking about, native image ads and long form copy and advertorials and listicles. There's so many different ways to dropship. But if you suck at finding products, no strategy can save you. No strategy on how you set up your ad campaigns. Do you run an ABO? Do you run a CBO? Do you split test different ads? No strategy is going to help you there. Doesn't matter what type of ads you run, the copy you run. If you don't understand how to understand the market and where certain products lie within that market, how competitive they are, how seasonal they are, how many people are marketing similar products that compete with your product, even if you find a new product, if you don't understand that, you will never be good at dropshipping. You'll never be successful. You'll never find results. If you do understand this, something like implementing native image ads and advertorial can literally change your life forever. So in this training that I'm exclusively doing for my students, by the time this video comes out, that training would have already been published into my school community. But once I make that training, it's going to stay there, and it's going to be one of those things that most people would charge like hundreds of dollars for. But I'm giving it to all my students for free, obviously, inside the school community. So if you want to hop in, definitely recommend. I'll leave a link in the description. But basically, I'll be breaking down in detail how to find winning products that are not competitive and not saturated, but still have enough market cap to scale. You'll still obviously need to be able to learn how to build good offers, build good websites, all that stuff. But it's going to completely change the way people identify products and finding winning products. Everybody teaches, go on, these apps and tools, go find a brand scaling that has, 300 ads active or has a certain amount of visits to their store every single day or every single month, and go copy their stuff. Like, that's literally how everyone teaches product research. But what I'm going to be implementing is going to be different than anything I've ever seen. I've literally not seen, and I spent a lot of time researching different product research strategies. Not many people put a focus on this. They teach you about ads, they teach you about all this other stuff, but finding products outside of just going in and copying what everyone else is doing, that I haven't really seen. And that's what this entire training is going to be about. So if you're stuck with the products that you've been hunting and finding, and you don't know where to go or what to do to change that, get inside a Social Brands Club. Every single week I host a weekly mastermind call. This one's going to be really special, man. This is going to be the one that changes the game. It's gonna literally change the way people dropship forever. That's how confident I am with this, as someone that has done all the different strategies and lately have been able to find new products and scale them quickly. It's gonna be really, really important. So hop on in. When you join in, you'll be able to get access to our entire A to Z library on everything that I know when it comes to dropshipping, including the step-by-step strategy on how to build an advertorial, create good copy for that advertorial, create good image ads, create good native long-form copy. I provide 24/7 DM support, so I'm gonna be able to communicate with you, review your product, review your images, review your copy, review everything to make sure you're launching. And honestly, for the price, everything that you're getting, including the other 60 community members and all the course material and the weekly coaching call and the one-to-one DM support, I think for the price is an absolute steal. In worst case scenario, if you really hate the program and you didn't get any value, you could just always cancel and move on. So I'll leave a link in the description for that. Hopefully you guys found value in that. And I'm not going to be able to share the actual template to the advertorial that I created. You can look at it and copy it if you'd want to, but I'm saving that for the students on my program because a lot of people like to just copy and not change or improve. So if you're going to do that, you better be inside the community. So hopefully you guys gain some value for this. See you all in the next one. Take care.